So guys, shockingly, news has it that Sowore has been rearrested by the Nigerian police after court granted him bail. Like you can see from this headline, it says more than 50 police officers violently attacked him, Omoyele Sowore, and took him again by force. This is coming from DG, and DG said Sowore was rearrested by more than 50 police officers shortly after being granted bail, with the officers allegedly refusing to present the remand order. They did not even show Sowore any paper that authorizes them to come and pick him up. So guys, you can see the kind of country we are in today. You can now imagine what will happen should Tinubu come back to power. I mean, it's going to be war. If in this country just peaceful protest is now seen to be a threat to democracy. So guys, you can see what we are saying about, the kind of country we are living in. I'm just going to allow you to take your time and listen, hear from the horse's mouth on how it all happens. Take a look.
Sowore has been granted bail. However, while we were conferring with him just here, with all the team of his lawyers and supporters, he was violently attacked by the police. More than 50 police officers violently attacked him and took him again by force. We do not know where they are taking him to. They claim, the officer who initiated the attack claimed that he had gotten the remand order. He flashed the remand order to us, but we insisted on seeing and reviewing the details. But he refused and put it back in his pocket. And the next thing he said that they must go. We said, where are you taking him to? He said they are taking him to Kuje prison. But we said we needed to see the place of the remand as inserted by the court, but he refused to show us the order. An argument ensued. He said because Sowore called the IG useless, that they must deal with Sowore. All of them are dragging Sowore and attacking him violently. They even tore his shirt in the process. So that is the update currently. We're in the process of trying to perfect the condition for bail. So that is the situation.
People were brought to court because they said they protested against a court order. We were still challenging the propriety of even the arraignment on the ground that you said people violated court order by protesting. We never heard of a constitution in this country, even despite all its defects, designating places where people should protest. If a protest is illegal, it is illegal. If it is not illegal, it is not illegal. You cannot say people can protest in that street, but they cannot protest in this street. And you are so confident that will be justified. But today, the police were disappointed in judiciary. They have been masquerading themselves as law enforcers. They have been blackmailing the defendants that they protested against a court order. But what we witness in court today is a direct opposite of the propaganda they were selling to the public. Majority of us have already fallen into that propaganda. Majority of us are already accusing the defendants. Why did they protest when there is a court order? But what we saw here today was that the magistrate courageously granted bail. That is an order of court. He gave a very liberal bail conditions. He said there should be 2 shorties worth 500,000 with tax clearance and a means of identification. The police were so disappointed, and I even heard that some of the people in Mufti here, they are senior police officers. They came to monitor the proceeding with about more than 50 police officers in this court. There were 2 roadblocks in the morning. The entire premises was cordoned off. At the end of the day, when they saw that the bail perfection was in process, CSP Liasu led brigade of police officers to come attack us together with all other lawyers and innocent people who were just in court premises to say they are good. The woman selling food there was handled. The table was destroyed. The food was destroyed. Sowore was bundled violently. People were holding his hand. People were holding his leg into that vehicle. In the course of that, some of us who ask questions, where are you taking him? In fact, CSP Liasu brought a paper, which he called remand order. And we asked him to show us that remand order. He refused to show us. We asked him if you are taking Sowore to prison custody, on what ground can you do that? If he's not able to perfect the bail condition. And if he's not able to do that, and you are taking him, where are the prison officials? The prison officials will be here. Why must it be police? Why must it be you? In the course of that, they descended on everybody. I was injured. There was blood stain in my beef. This is my beef. We were manhandled, and Sowore's clothes was torn. And they forced him into their vehicle, and they took him away. As we speak, we don't know where he is, but we are still trying to follow up on the bail perfection. If you perfect the bail today, then we want the police to justify why, whatever reason they have, to keep him. This is illegality. This is
injury.
Yes, this is my injury. This is 10. This is blood stain on my bib. CSP has to let them more than 50 officers. People were, in fact, a lawyer was here in another matter entirely. He was arrested. People were arrested. People were trying to cover it with their phone. Individuals who have cases in court were abducted as we speak. We don't know where they are. And that is what the police institution have done today. They talk about court order. There's a court order now. They alleged people are not respecting court order. But today they have come here to not just to violate court order, but to violate the sanctity of these premises. It's an embarrassment. And we call on the Attorney General. Because we know this is about Nigeria State. We call on the Attorney General. If the Inspector General of Police will not see reason, where they will not be reasonable, in the face of any personal grievances they may have against or anybody, we call on the Attorney General to let sanity prevail. We call on the Nigerian Bar Association. They have come to destroy the sanctity of court. Police officers, they have come to violently to the court sittings were interrupted. And this is a public outrage. Everybody here today is disappointed because it is not expected. We felt police have followed the law. If the magistrate had denied bail today, that would be a justification. If the magistrate had granted bail and the defendant are not able to meet up, that would be a justification. But this thing happened around to 11 when the court had granted bail in this city. That's what witness in court today. That's what witness. We call for the release of Omoyele Sowore. That is very, very important. We call for his release. We call for his release. We call on the Nigerian Bar Association too to rise up. We cannot continue to watch things happen like this. Otherwise, people will lose faith in judiciary. People will lose faith in court process. Thank you. I'm done.
Hold on.
Yes, sir. Thank you
very much. Don't worry, we're together.
Yes, thank you, sir.
I'm not going anywhere. They are a bunch of thugs. That's what That's what they are. And if Nigerian law enforcement is going to be driven by thugs, this stuff was unnecessary. I was telling the guy in white, I said, talk to his lawyer.
That is illegal.
Why are you dragging him for? Talk to his lawyer. No, you have to drag him.
That is CSP.
They broke everything all over this place for what?
The OC anti-vice, FCTC ID. That is the person who led the thuggery and brigandage today.
You know, it's terrible. You can't do that.
Police now, after he was granted bail, now I am telling you.
All right, thank you very much. Well, let me start from when we drove into this area of Kuje. There was a barrage of police officers with heavy trucks, with pickups, with hillocks, mounted all over the environment, blockading the courts, the access to the court. And only lawyers were allowed to come in. Then we approached court, and the matter of Sowore and 13 others, including our lawyer Jimako, Okere, Kingdom, and others were called up. We applied after the FIR was read to them. We applied for their bail. The court was gracious enough to grant them bail on very liberal terms. Now, having granted bail, the correctional officers moved some of the detainees back to Kuje prison, whereas Sowore was allowed to remain behind so as to fulfill his bail condition because his shorty was already on ground. While the shorty was fulfilling the bail condition, a policeman came around claiming that he has a remand order. Sowore was sitting under this mango tree here, claiming he has a remand order to detain Sowore. And Sowore was like, show me the order you have. He brought out a piece of paper, flashed it. Sowore said, wait, let me read it. Let me be sure it relates to me. The policeman squeezed the paper, put it in his pocket, and said Sowore should move. Sowore said he can't go anywhere unless he sees the remand order. While they were still talking, the next thing, all the policemen in the environment, more than 100 of them, came into this court compound, surrounded this mango tree where we were all sitting. And the next thing is, they grabbed Sowore by the neck. Some were holding his shirt, some were holding his leg. You know, they were rough handling him. They pushed him until they crashed into this woman's food shop. I don't know what to call it, where he sells food. This is his table.
Okay, let me show you. That's the woman's table. They broke it, fell her way, scattered everything. The woman is there. They destroyed her properties for no just cause. Sowore was not resisting going. He said, show me the order you claim that you have, and I will follow you. But the man did not show the order. He just flashed a piece of paper like this so that you can't read it, and then squeezed it and put it in his pocket, and they all bundled him into their vehicle. One of the lawyers, Tope, was injured. If you check his hand, he's injured. Blood was coming out. His bib, this white thing we wear on the neck, was stained with blood. All of us, we ran away. And then the funny thing is that there was a guy who was a lawyer. He was making a call here. They say he was filming them. They also bundled him into their vehicle and left. And they refused anybody from bringing out their phones. If they saw you with phone, they grab you and throw you into their vehicle. So I want to find out really from Nigeria and from the Inspector General of Police. Did you give your men order to arrest people who video them in when they are arresting people? If you are doing a good work, shouldn't you want to advertise it so that people know, oh, I'm doing a good work? Why are you scared of being videoed? Why are you doing your things in secret? Sowore said that you are a retired police officer. You are not qualified to be Inspector General. Sort it out with him in court. Why send your men to brutalize him whenever he raises that issue outside? Why do you send your men to brutalize? Because that is the essence of that brutality you saw. It was as if there's something personal between the police officers and Sowore. I don't think it was just because there's a remand order. I think there's something deep personal, and they really want to show him that they can deal with him anyhow and anywhere. That's what I saw here. Thank you.
So let's start with your full name. No,
okay, my full name Oguguewelu is my name.
Okay, yes, sir. Can you tell us what transpired?
So I came in here. At that point, Sowore was sitting right there, and with his lawyers and a few people, they were standing right behind. And you know, all of a sudden, some guy shows up with a white kaftan, and he had a white hat on, and another guy had a brown kaftan on, and he just said, "Oh, something like." I guess he had to cut some kind of remand order or something like that. And then they said, show us the order. The man had in his pocket. He said, no. First of all, he came and said, no filming me here. Everybody shut your camera down. As he was talking, his militarized police were all over the place. He said, anybody film here, we'll arrest him. I think they took somebody in the back. I wasn't privy to that. But, you know, and then they said, show us the court order. He had the thing in his pocket. He's like, see, I'm here. The lawyer said, let us see what do you want to take him to? And all of a sudden, boom, they just bundled him, run him over this woman's table. Just so total toggery, unnecessary. These are police officers. Is that how you run the show? Nah, if that's how you run the show, you're not running a show. Let's be very clear. And, you know, and this country is too big for that. You know what I mean? So they were very, very unruly. And I think there was some personal vendetta. And I noticed something also. The guy in the brown had a little conversation with Sowore, where Sowore said to him, I don't know the guy's name. He said to him, you've been doing this since yesterday. This is personal to you. And the guy was saying, you will see today. So if anything happens to Sowore, I'm going to pinpoint that guy. I'm very concerned about. Yeah.
Because of the kind of chaotic way that the Nigerian police force conducted themselves in these premises today. So this is an abuse of the powers of the police. And then it was not only Mr. Sowore that was affected in this chaos that the police demonstrated here today. Lawyers were affected. Lawyers were injured. Lawyers were arrested. Ordinary Nigerians who wanted to capture the experience of what was happening today were arrested and bundled out of this place simply for videoing the situation with their phone. People who were trading were beaten and their goods were destroyed in these premises today. Lawyers who came to represent a lawyer who came to represent the client here today was arrested because he was calling his client and said, okay, court is now sitting. Where are you now? They bundled him away that nobody should use phone, because the police were in the premises and they were afraid of being videoed or being captured on tape because of the manner they were conducting themselves. So it is the highest level of, there are a lot of issues, but most importantly, the ordinary Nigerians who were affected here today, the journalists who were affected here today must report it. Many journalists were affected. You all know. Let us report this in March. We don't even know the lawyer. We are trying to look for the client who he came to represent, but he has been arrested and bundled out of this place today. So it's a shameful situation. It's unfortunate. It's an abuse of power, and it is not something that we expect that Nigerians should continue to condone, because they brought Mr. Sowore here on the purported allegation that Mr. Sowore has flaunted and violated court order. Meanwhile, they have flaunted and violated the court order granting Mr. Sowore bail here because they did not allow him the opportunity to perfect his bail. If you grant somebody bail and you give the person condition, bring a shorty. It is for me to now call somebody that I know meets the bail condition to come and shorty me. They have not even given him the opportunity to call anybody or to discuss with anybody to come and stand shorty for him. But we are working on all that procedure as it is now.
Your full name?
AK Musa is my name.
Don't worry, anytime we get able to rest for them.
So guys, Sowore's rearrest has been met with a whole lot of reactions from Nigerians, and I'm going to be taking you through that. This headline here says more than 50 police officers violently attacked him, attacked Sowore and took him away by force. This is coming from Deji Adenuji, and says Sowore was rearrested by more than 50 police officers shortly after being granted bail, with the officers allegedly refusing to present the remand order. So guys, you can see the level of lawlessness in Nigeria. I mean, when you hear lawlessness, it's really getting out of hand. So I'm just going to take you through some of the reactions, coming from Nigerians, how Nigerians are seeing this rearrest, and it says same police he protested for, same police. So this country now Telemudo, I swear. Another person here said, this is the danger of having an illegal IGP Egbetokun police at Police Nigeria trying to prove his relevance, just like Emilokon official bad his paymaster who was selected by INEC to protect Buhari and his cohorts misdeed. Nigeria is in the hands of criminal gang doing all they can to stay in business. This is what this Mr. Taiwo T-Man said. And this other person went for that to say Nigerian police is useless. They only show force when it comes to ordinary citizens. Let them use that force on bandits, useless country too. Oga, are you useless? If no, why then did you instruct your boys to act in the useless and unruly manner? Up to 50 policemen against a citizen when terrorists are terrorizing some states in Nigeria and they are not getting any help from the authorities. This person said, are we not doomed in this country as the police can read or can ride on the judgment of the court when they said it is the last hope of the common man? When Ona set this country ablaze, Ona go collect trophy and name good day record and name good day record, okay, and name good day record. This person say this is the same Sowore that is always out on the street agitating for better services welfare package for these uninformed ingrates. Now who they sympathize with police be mumu. This person say Ben Hundehin. So he attached some people. How long can you defend your colleagues' recklessness? This person say as Tinubu is disgracing democracy now, so Tinubu will be disgraced out of office. Nollywood stuff. Now season film on no go fit watch and finish. Another person say shame on Tinubu, Egbetokun and the police revolution now. This person said Tinubu government will finally set the country on fire. Bookmark this tweet. Even Buhari, who was a military general, did not do half of what the certificate forger and drug lord is doing. Another person here say, Omo, make we rest. Make we to rest. This police officer now. This person say, what kind of country is this? Another person say, over to APC and their subsidiaries. This person say, Deji, when are you going to Anambra for your court hearing? This person say, Nigeria is banana republic. This other person say, hope say he no get stop. hope say e no go stop Deji from going to Onitsha. This person say season 10 episode 1. This is war of Yoruba start against Alaje Yorubas. Another person here say, hey, well done. Shameless illegal IGP. Egbetokun must go. So guys, these are some of the reactions from Nigerians after Sowore was rearrested. As you can see that Deji has come out to confirm that Sowore was rearrested by the Nigerian police after the court granted him bail. And Nigerians are wondering what kind of country is this that can't even obey, the rule of law, that cannot obey the ruling of the court that Sowore should be let go. So guys, that's the kind of country we have found ourselves in, having a country where the court will say one thing, the police will say another thing. That is what we are saying. Nigeria is just a drama scene, Now, people are even saying that Buhari is even far better than Tinubu, despite having a background of military, And with all what is happening in Nigeria now, you can see that people are getting tired of this Tinubu-led administration. You can now wonder what will happen if Tinubu wins second term. If Tinubu comes back second time, it's going to be war. And in case you don't know, immediately Jonathan was, being hailed for coming to run. Recently, the Tinubu's government have started probing Jonathan. And people have been saying, wow, you can imagine what would have happened if Peter Obi had a skeleton in his cupboard. It would have been war in this country.